I do think that I think there is a place for all the communities. I think that if we want to see some lands coming out, it has to be 5v5 or something like similar to 5v5, maybe 6v6, 8v8 at the most. But really looking forward to just this, if there's going to be any support. I hope that they bring out maps that are going to be conducive to the type of play that we have. Some of the maps are just way, way too big, in my opinion. One of them being like Golmud Railway. I mean, unless you play 16s like what we're doing right now, Golmud Railway is just too big of a map. And yet
No, for sure.
you do see it in 10v10s and 8v8s, and it's just too big of a map. Same thing with Paracel Storm. So I do
Yeah, no,
hope
but in
that
16s the maps are made for that count as well, so
absolutely.
it
Well,
ends up working well. But
yeah, I
if you
mean,
reduce the count, for sure, you need to start removing the echo flags and everything like that.
yeah, I mean, and I was talking to one of the level designers of Dice back when the game first launched, and one of the things that he said was that we designed all of the maps for 64 players. So I mean, that's what they had in mind, was 64 players. They didn't think about anything other than that. So it would make sense that Battlefield 4 would really cater to the 16s that we see here today, as opposed to the 8s and 10s and even 5s for the other game modes. So not surprising whatsoever, but definitely going to be exciting. Nonetheless, I'm looking forward to what's going to be coming out. Now, are we going to be switching servers after this round here, Deuce? Or are we just staying in this server
Um, I believe we're staying in this server
for the whole map?
for the whole map. Yep.
All right. So we should have any delays here, guys. As soon as everybody jumps on in, I think we are going to be going live. Don't think there's going to be any burn round whatsoever. But, yeah, so... Well, no, wait, we are on burn round. Duh. I got to take my score screen off of it and actually look at the map. But I was also looking down at my notes. But anywho's. So on this particular map, as we said before, it is going to be a 3-flag map. We are going to be seeing Alpha, which is over on the Chinese side. And then, or no, Alpha is over on the US side, isn't it?
Wait, what?
On this map for
Alpha side
Conquest,
is on
Alpha's on the US
Alpha
side, right?
side is on US side.
Yeah, it's on the blue side of the map. Then we have
On the
Bravo, of
blue side,
course,
yeah,
right in the
correct.
middle, right where the big
You have
tower
Charlie.
is. And then Charlie over there,
Correct.
over on the building. So,
Made me
as
rethink myself for a second.
yeah, as Deuce said, you know, we are going to be seeing some interesting plays being brought out. We'll be seeing some Little Bird really being a key factor. If that tower stays up for the entire time, you know, that's going to be a huge factor in this particular match. We'll be curious to see if any team goes for it. I doubt we're going to be seeing anybody going to take the tower down. It just simply takes way too long to do so. I hope that I'm proven wrong here. But as far as Little Bird pilots, we have seen in the chat that you guys definitely are favoring Venom, and that's interesting to hear, especially because, you know, it's been touted that Ao1 has pretty good air on other maps, but you know, air also includes jets and attack choppers, so that could be a big thing there as well. But yeah, definitely looking forward to this particular match. I think that I don't know. I think that Venom is going to have. I think Venom has an edge here, Deuce. I think with what we saw there on Zavod, complete dominance in terms of infantry play. Because I really don't see the armor being that effective on this map. I mean, most of the time the armor plays fairly passive.
I think it depends. I think on Charlie the armor can play very aggressive. On Alpha the armor can literally just hold the flag with a couple infy players
Yeah.
and have the rest of their players focus on the other ones. So obviously, Bravo wise, the armor can't do anything. But I think, you know, if the infy plays are right and it does help the armor, then the armor can actually push a lot more. Expected, because not like the Little Bird can do as much damage as, you know, an attack heli can on the tank. So the tank go a little more freely, as opposed to a map like Golmud, where if your team doesn't have the air dominance, then your tank can just sit in the spawn. It won't really matter.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, do we see? Okay, I apologize for not knowing this right off the top of my head here, guys. Can you go into enemy spawns and take the choppers?
You can.
Okay, because that was a very popular strategy in 10v10s back when I was casting them on PC. That was a very, very popular strategy on this particular map. And you were mentioning the fact that the tanks don't have to really worry about it. But if we do see the opponent's Little Bird being stolen, That is a very real threat right there. Your armor is pretty much useless just because of those little birds and how they can just do strafing run after strafing run on those tanks. So I'm not too sure how how teams like if they like to go for that or not, but I think it was URAN back in the 10v10 days. They actually had a specific strategy set up to where they would take down the opponent's little bird pilot, and then they would fly directly over to where the little bird spawn was, and they would just basically wait there until it spawned back in. If they missed the spawn opportunity and somebody was in it from the opponent's teams, they just kill it and they just sit there and wait it out until they ended up stealing it, and they won so many times on Siege by doing that exact strategy. So will be kind of interesting to see if either of these teams do that or not. Also, the other thing too, Deuce, if a team, and I don't know if it's going to matter as much in 16s, but I know in 10s, if you had a guy in a little bird, maybe with a repper, and you managed to steal the opponent's little bird, or even if you didn't steal it, just with the repair guy, the guy in the little bird, and you had somebody in the tank, that's quite a few of your players that are going to be occupied doing something else, not capping flags. So if we do see a situation to where one team does get dominant air power, they are stealing little birds or whatever it may be, then the other team has more infantry players to push in onto those flags. So that is also something that we need to be seeing these teams being careful of, just making sure that they have somebody to fight on those flags.
Yeah, well, normally when teams do go for that double little bird, they usually do try to prioritize Bravo, and I have seen teams actually take down Bravo because of that. They were lacking air power, and they preferred to have their tank help, because when you do take down Bravo, you can actually have your tank on the shores on both sides.
Yeah.
Canistering down onto Bravo. So a lot of teams have preferred that, with stronger armor. But I've seen the double little bird work, especially because a lot of times you have people that get dedicated to putting down that extra little bird, because you don't want them to just have it roaming around. So usually you actually do dedicate some people to taking it out. So again, I'm not sure if you have that many more people on the flags.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, I don't know if it really matters for 16s just because there are so many people on your team. I mean, obviously you have 6 extra than you do on 10s and 8 for 8. So it does allow you to have a little bit more freedom with what you do. But we are waiting in for our next player to join on up, guys. So we do apologize for the slight delay. We do have about 2.5 minutes or so. Still, people are dropping in and out. But make sure you guys head on over to the Twitter page, as well as follow us here on the Twitch channel. We would appreciate that. We are going to be having another season coming up, so if you guys want to, head on over to esport-battlefield.com to find out more information about our future events that are going to be coming up. Deuce was talking about how we are going to be opening up for possibly like 5s, just to see how many teams are going to be showing up, and if there are enough, they'll probably do something. If not, then just focusing here on the 16s. So either way, definitely get involved with the community, and we'll be having some fun times there with Battlefield.
For sure. Hopefully, we can keep a league going until BF5, and just continue the momentum. Keep trying to build the community, especially Conquest wise. 5s always goes in different periods, a little bit different, because the people that play 5s also play other games together. Like I was mentioning earlier, they play my Black Hawk, Call of Duty, Rainbow Six, that now recently came out. Games like The Division will be come out soon. I know some people really look forward to third-person shooters like that.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that are going to be going over to that. You play Siege, right?
Yeah, I haven't gotten it right now because I was busy with real life, but I do plan on getting it. So over the break, I have a little spare time.
I think I played like 4 games in the beta when it came out. I'm kind of curious. Has EA, or not EA, Ubisoft, whatever the hell they're called, have they announced any tournaments or anything like that for them?
Ubisoft themselves, no, but I know there's a community from some of the guys that actually founded ESB back in the day, called Six, so ESIX.fr. and they're doing a lot of work with Glory for Gamers on hosting tournaments
Hmm.
with them and organizing and doing the community management, similar to what we do with ESB, but for Rainbow Six Siege. And they've had 32 teams, regularly the past 3 or 4 events.
Well, the reason why I
So
ask
the
is
community
because
so
I've
far is really big.
the reason why I ask is I've seen some casters as well as some other people talking about Siege and the competitive side of things. Anyways, just kind of curious if there's going to be any big tournaments, like big money tournaments, coming out. I know ESL picked it up, and I was just kind of curious to see maybe if Ubisoft was. Uh, I don't know. I was looking at Rainbow Six the other day. Seems like a interesting game to follow. I
I think the potential is there, and the community seems to be active so far. So,
Yeah,
uh,
I was watching. Who was it? I was watching. I was watching somebody doing a cast. I think it was Alex, and I don't know. It was kind of entertaining. The camera wasn't always on part, but that is definitely something. Do you think that ESB is? Do you think you guys are going to be branching out into other stuff here?
um, no, we're just focusing on Battlefield.
Just focusing on Battlefield. Hey, I got another question for you. What if Battlefront came out with, I don't know, maybe some like private server, private lobbies, something like that? Would ESB be doing anything for Battlefront?
I think it's just a whole other community, and I think there's other people that can do so much. If because Battlefront's such a new game with such a new community at this point, the new consoles, that if EA within, especially now with the esports division, if they feel that they're gonna release tools that are esports related, like spectator and maybe a few game modes that are pertinent to sports, and I think they can do the job themselves, like you said, ESL picking stuff up, stuff like that.
Are
So
you
yeah, we're
kidding me,
just gonna
man?
stick
I
to
want to see. I
Battlefield.
want to see some 20-on-20 Walker Assault competitive matches.
I don't know. I mean, we can still do it together. Just maybe doesn't have to have the ESB logo stamped on it. It's still esport
Deuce is
Battlefield, not
just like,
esport
no, Brett,
Battlefront.
no, we're not doing anything for Battlefront.
I'll do a 20v20 Arma cast with you if you want.
An
But
Arma cast?
yeah, let's go.
I don't even own Arma.
There's actually a Walker Assault mod, a Star Wars mod for Arma 3.
Okay, that
Hilarious.
has that's piqued my interest. I would check
It's
that out.
hilarious, and everything works. You have, military stormtroopers, speeders. I think they
Wait,
got a working ATST and ATAT.
oh damn.
It's amazing.
Well, what was
Yeah,
it, COD that came out with the Star Wars mod? I've played that like a ton.
I haven't. I didn't know about that.
Oh yeah, they came out with the Star Wars mod. It was very very fun. But unfortunately, it was like 3 or 4 years. It may have been more than that after the game, after other Call of Duties had come out. So like, it was hard to find people to play after like a week or two. But anyways, guys, we are back over here to the game. Siege of Shanghai, our last map in this best of 3 series. Ao1 versus Venom eSports. And we are getting started right here, right now. And we are going to be seeing the helicopters coming out of play. Where is the chopper going there? Okay, we got one going towards tower. And Venom's is going to be able to make it first. So we should be seeing Venom getting the drops offs right away. Ao1 is going to be making it just slightly later. We do see the drops coming back in. But wow, I think Venom here, they already got the guys on the ground. They should be able to come out on top. So many people back and forth. Lots of smokes coming out, though. Pretty interesting. Would be kind of curious to see if they were Venoms or if they were... oh, wow. Nice rocket coming back in. But we do see the helicopter for Venom surviving in that exchange. And I think Venom will be able to win out on this initial battle as well. B-site is in their favor. Nobody getting onto A for AO1. And they have completely cleared out that B site. Fantastic job there from Venom, as we will be seeing them taking control of this match right from the start. Just now are we seeing AO1 getting their players set here on top of that alpha site. That is a horrible start right here, though.
Correct. And I'm surprised, A1 didn't send. Well, they did. They do have a couple guys there on Charlie trying to do something, but their AA, actually their tank is just hammering them.
Oh yeah, we do
I'm surprised
see.
there wasn't a bigger push for Charlie off the bat.
Yeah, we do see the tank right now for Venom doing some work. Killa looking the wrong direction though, as where that player is
Yep.
actually at. And we do see a lot of spawns coming in. I think they've just found him out right now. Big push coming out. And no, Ao1's not going to be able to do much of anything at all. In fact, one spawn there onto the tank should be able to take him out. That's exactly what happens there. So good job there from Timberwolf in the communication going back and forth from their tanker player. We are going to be having that B site still firmly under control. And Venom now getting a little bit aggressive here on top of that A side. We have Ren setting up a spawn beacon, and now he's going to be pushing in on top of A. And this is a very, very good spot for Venom right now. They're going to be able to put quite a bit of pressure here. They have to force that tank back. So the tank is either going to have to come back to A, or they're going to have to put a lot of infantry players back there to try and stop this. And we'll go on board right now with Sidewinder, who is going to be setting up inside his little bird here. And he should be able to do a little bit of damage, I believe, to that tank, although he's just going to go ahead and back on up. But so far, Ao1 really not able to do anything at all in this situation. In fact, are they going to be losing A? No, no, no. They did bring players back here to A. But again, see that tank? Having to force its way back. Pretty much a non-issue here in this situation, as Killa is just going to be able to clean up every single one of these infantry players crossing over here onto this water.
Already a 90 ticket lead. 2.5 minutes in. Not looking good.
Not at all. Now, Killa is going to be making his way over here on the sea. It looks like we did have a couple of players from Ao1 able to come on in. Oh, that is a shame right there. Killa able to make it just in time to stop the bleed. And that is going to keep the bleed in their favor. That actually could have neutralized it out, but not going to be the case. Now, Killa, though, taking quite a bit of damage. He was down to 24 health. Will get taken down. So a little bit of a win there for Ao1. We'll see if it's going to be working in their favor. The tank deciding to go ahead and push aggressively here on top of that C site. We'll see how much damage he's going to be able to do. We'll be able to find one setting up on top of escalators there. Takes him out. So, yeah, we are going to be seeing a possible double gimme here coming in for Ao1. And this is a doable strat. We have seen several matches, a lot of matches actually being won in this very strat right here. It's really going to be up to, well, it's really going to be up to, I think, the air and the armor pilots here for Venom to try and make a little bit of a comeback here. Sidewinder can get the drops. See, the good thing is that Sidewinder can still get plenty of drops on the opponent's flags, which is going to help the mobility of Venom. But as we say that, a big squad bomb is going to be coming in here. And that alpha site now in the favor here of Venom. So still, 2 flag burn. We'll be keeping that ticket rate going down. 161 to 272. Not looking good here for Ao1 once again.
Again, well, now they have not yet lost a 2 flag lead. And it's been, what, 4.5 minutes?
No way.
And on a 3 flag
Oh my
map,
God.
this is how.
I was about to say, I was like, Timberwolves right there just ran a half a mile to take down a tank with C4. I was like, there's no way he's not going to get spotted. But he did at the very last second. We do see Sidewinder, again, able to pick up those infantry players, setting up right outside of the tower. That's how effective that little bird is at just spotting out these players. Oh, but the rocket comes in! And that's going to be Semper there with a huge small. Their little bird is still alive, which means that they will have dominance in the air. That was a massive kill. Could quite possibly turn it around here, as we do see that alpha site went back in the favor here of Ao1. They are currently losing out onto that C site, but if they can get control of that center flag, this could change everything.
Sure, now their tank is back on C, and so they're probably going to get that back. But B is interesting because now they have air support.
Absolutely. So we are going to be seeing right now Little Bird just chewing away at the infantry players there on top of that B site, dodging rockets left and right. We are going to be seeing Venom with a couple of spawns coming back in. So far, nothing too crazy yet. We do see about a squad coming in on top of the elevators. And it's really going to be an interesting situation. But look at that, the Little Bird coming in from the backside, picks up a real quick 2-piece, and that is B in the favor of Ao1. And just like that, Deuce, we're seeing it swapping back over, and now the favor in Ao1. They have their armor up, they have the little bird up, they have majority of their infantry players in positions onto the flags. They could go in for drops onto the opponent's flag, but this is actually a fantastic turnaround, 120 to 211, and we'll start seeing that point swing going in their favor very, very soon.
For sure. And now the question is, how long can they keep this for? This is definitely a great play coming into next round. Even if you don't win this round, you're burning as much as possible, which is the play to make. And it's crazy that they managed to do it.
Oh, absolutely. Controversials taking down one. They're on top of that C site. We do see Simper setting up on top of the building as well. This is one of the most aggravating positions to have to fight your way out of if you are a team like Venom. You're going to have to deal with a lot of parachutes coming down on top of your buildings. You really, really need to hit strong and hard either on top of that alpha site or get back that tower as quickly as possible to make sure that you can fall back onto a different flag. Because if we do see alpha site being successfully contained here and going back to the favor of Ao1, then they're just going to be soaking down these tickets over and over and over again. And you can see just a squad bomb that has come down here currently. Nitrox will be set up outside. Yeah, there's no way he's going to be surviving there in that situation. Didn't have a med pack really to do anything at all. Flood, though, is he going to be abandoning an A and go over to C? I think that's exactly what he's going to be doing here. Fairly smart play, I think, on his part. If he can support his infantry players that are set up on top of C site, they'll just flip the map. I mean, really, who cares?
Completely.
As long as you have those two flags in your advantage, it's golden.
That's what I was saying earlier. Depending how aggressive your tanker is ready to play, Right now, though, it looks like he wasn't ready at all because he's going down.
Oh,
there you
he
go.
does get taken out. Well,
Lack
that
of
was
coordination between the armor and infantry, though.
Yeah, that was bad timing there on his part. I mean, he had some infantry players there when he started going, but Venom was able to take him out fairly quickly before he could make it. Yeah, I would say that if he was probably 20 seconds earlier, then you'd be seeing a completely different fight happening over here on top of the C site. But Killa will be able to stay alive. You can see him getting a couple of frags here and there with those canister shots, and he's going to be able to rack up a few more kills here and there as well. C site has been taken over, though, for Ao1. B site was getting contested as well, but it looks like it is going to be going into the favor here of Ao1 as well. 81 to 140. Guys, all of a sudden, we are just neck and neck. I mean, that score is getting very, very close to each other. And like you said, Deuce, it is going to be very easy if they do lose this one to be able to have a pretty good start and come back from this. Vortex, though, able to stay alive. Gets shot from behind. I believe that was Drummer. Yes, it was. And now Eagle Source will be on the other side of the map there for that alpha position. But so far, not looking bad whatsoever. And look at that. We do see Pro Pilot able to take down, I believe that was, who was that? Unfortunately, didn't get to see the name tag there. But taking out Venom's Little Bird, again, just going to allow them to dominate on this B site. And here he goes
This is
back
as close
and
as
forth.
ever, and there you go. Venom is capping Charlie. It could be the time they pull away, getting ready for next round.
Well, we are going to be seeing 7298, so it is below 100 tickets for both teams. Pro Pilot doing a fantastic job there. Not able to keep the C site, like Deuce said before. We are going to be seeing it flashing back over into Vortex. Oh, man. Actually, that was Temp getting picked up. Chuck will be following up. Not going to be able to get the frag on him just yet, but I don't think really this is any reason to be freaking out. I mean, you see we have plenty of infantry players still alive setting up on top of that C site. Now, I do think that we need to be seeing Ao1 with a collective push, either on A or C. I think the split push that we're seeing right now is a little bit dangerous, just because it does allow for, I mean, we have, what, 3 people right now alive on B, with 1 in the Little Bird, possibly 2 in the Little Bird, if he has a repair guy. So, I mean, that's a quarter of your team right now not doing anything at all. So, you have to make sure that you're going to be able to get bodies on flags, which is what we were talking about before, and they're not able to pick up A or C. And now 29 to 88 would definitely look a lot better if we see maybe a about a 50 ticket as opposed to 86 to 90 ticket.
No, yeah. Plus, the AO1 did try to push Alpha with the tank, but and funny enough, when that happened, Venom only had 2 players on A, but they quickly, you know, killed themselves and redeployed, and that's what made the difference. They took out the tank right away, and once that tank is down, it's hard to push once you have a tugs, downstairs on A and you're set up. It's hard to push that flag.
And that is going to be your final for round number 1, 0 to 81 in favor right now of Venom. And I have to say that was a really good comeback for Army of One. I mean, as soon as they took that middle flag, well, I mean, it really all came down to um, the kill from Simper on the Little Bird. I mean, you got to give, if you're giving AO1 an MVP that game, it was definitely Simper, because had he had not taken down that Little Bird from Venom, they would not have been able to get onto that B site. They would not have been able to have the air dominance like they did for the majority of that match. And I think you would have seen Venom maybe walking away with 100, maybe 150 plus ticket game in that first round.
For sure. This definitely makes next round, the final thing, an actual competitive round. Because, as you said, if it was more, then Venom could have been a lot more relaxed and a little bit of chill, going into this. But that's like a Hail Mary for those who follow football. That's like he just went for it and he made it and
Hail Mary,
did so much damage.
that was like the ball. That was more like the ball being fumbled and then bobbled and then kicked towards the end zone and then picked up and then he was thrown over there towards the other end zone to make a touchdown to get him back into the game. Like that. That's
Or a no time left kick return,
yeah.
and he brought it up.
Yeah. So I mean, that right there is that was a very pivotal moment in the game. It doesn't seem like it was that much, but it definitely was a huge swing. So now we have swapped sides. We are going to be seeing Venom on the U.S. side and Army 1 on the Chinese side. Now, I believe the Chinese side gets to be faster. It's slightly faster. At the very least, the angle is better, I believe. So we'll see if that's going to be coming into play. Remember, last round rather, Venom was able to take down the Little Bird right from the start. They had a huge amount of players being able to spawn in on top of that Bravo site. That allowed them to just overwhelm. And they had B and C a good probably 30 to 40 seconds before we even saw Alpha flashing.
Yep. So now let's see the breakout for both teams. This is the key moment, like we saw earlier. So.
Absolutely. So we are looking at the way the Little Birds are heading. Yep, Chinese team will be able to get up top first. So we are going to be seeing those drops coming on in for Army of One. Oh, what was? Okay, so Venom got
messed up
absolutely
there,
nobody up on
Yep.
top, and they did win out on the Little Bird fight. So Sidewinder is going to be able to stay up and alive and be able to get a couple of these frags going. There's some more drops coming back on in, but the problem right now is just the fact that we really have
Too many on the
too
roof.
many people on B.
That's like 10 players
Yeah,
on
for
the
Venom
roof.
to do anything about. Oh my God! Look, is this Chuck? Chuck is still staying alive. Does he win this battle? No, he doesn't. I'm going down. So AO1 now flipping the tables. They do have that flag advantage. They will be able to take the lead right from the start, but they don't have the air advantage right now. It has gone down over into the favor of Venom, and we'll see how effective that's going to be. That's going to be Pedro right now, picking up a couple of frags inside the elevators, trying to come up, get some top-down vantage points. Not going to be the case, though. Nice frag actually coming in from Carlos to pick up and do a little bit of splash damage, but there are going to be a lot of rockets here that this Little Bird has to deal with. Setting up on top right now on this B site. As you can see now, he has popped out his flares. Will end up going down, but oh my God, Sidewinder doing so much damage, but he gets picked up by a small. And this time it was going to be Drummer who did the damage. So the timer is now going to be basically in the favor here of AO1. They should be able to get their Little Bird out fairly fast. We do see a counter cap happening on top of this Charlie side. That's controversial. Now coming on in, he spots out at least 2 of the players will be set up on top for Venom. And it doesn't look like he's going to be able to get very many of the frags, if any at all. No, he does end up going down. So a little bit unfortunate there on his part. We'll go over here to Clutch. He's going to be set up on top of B. We'll try and find somebody that's going to be set up over there. Yep, that's going to be Pedro now. Who will be over onto the C site. Now, I would be a little bit worried if I was Ao1 in this situation, Deuce, just because, one, I have 80 some odd tickets from the first round that I have to overcome. And two, I should have at least gotten a 100 ticket lead off of that initial fight. You know, you have
Yep.
B, you have C, you had like 2 wipes on Bravo. You need to have a lot more tickets in your back pocket before you give up that second flag. And already we're going to be seeing Venom potentially taking the lead here. They have that double gimme situation. Simper's going to be coming on in. We'll see if he's going to be able to do any damage on top of this alpha site. Already getting spotted out, having to back on up, and he will get picked up. There's that tank that you were talking about before as well, Deuce, setting up on top of that alpha site.
Yeah.
And he's just going to be perfectly comfortable not doing anything at all. He has a rep in his back pocket. He's going to be able to stay healed the entire time. And this is perfect. This is a beautiful position for him to sit in.
Got Tugs there. He's got Infi to help him out. And I think, Venom is like, okay, we didn't get B. We saw that the AC burn didn't go very well for AO1, so, let's just go with that. Shift their attention, and then as soon as the Little Bird is back up, try and make a B push. Because you see right now, AO1 has their Little Bird on there, plus 2 Infi. So if they play it right and AO1 doesn't realize, that Bravo flag, it could come back on Venom's side.
Absolutely. Laser, though, doing some work here on the C. He's currently 5-2. We'll be able to get back onto the C site, making sure nobody's going to be able to get the burn. Picks up another one there. Will end up getting picked up himself. So that is a little bit unfortunate there onto his part. But there are so many players around on this C site that, I mean, over and over and over again, we are seeing AO1 just get completely demolished. I mean, they're just overrun every single time. And this, as we said before, I mean, we saw Venom winning round number 1 with this very setup. I mean, they won it with this setup. This is doable. I mean, we have to see AO1 doing something. I mean, they have to either lead A completely alone and just flood in on top of the C site, but they are going for a double-pronged attack once more. Don't know how well this is going to be working out. C has already been stopped. We do see a flood of people coming in from both teams. Berg is now going to be coming up on top of that alpha site. We'll be able to get onto the burn. Haven't canceled out just yet, so he's going to be looking around for those infantry players as quickly as possible. And I think the majority of them are going to be setting up on top of that alpha site. Infantry players starting to drop down into A from Venom. Not going to be able to do much damage at all. And so far, even though that they did lose A for a little bit, the cap never went into the favor of AO1. Ooh, I like what Berg is doing there. I really like what Berg has done here. So he has the Mav up sitting on the top of A. And he's going to be able to basically tell every one of his infantry players where they're going to be dropping in from on top of that alpha site. That is a beautiful, beautiful spot to have that Mav set up. Roxas now pretty much a lone man. Yeah, he's going to get taken down really, really fast. Now, we did see that C site did go back over into the favor of AO1. At the same time, though, that B site is starting to fall. Something that you were talking about before, you're trying to focus a little bit too much on the outside flags, leaves B flag fairly vulnerable. And now Venom looking like they might be able to take this match a little bit more convincingly than they did in that first round. Still holding on to this 2-flag advantage. And this is, by the way, without the air dominance that we saw previously.
And I think these top teams, even if they have top heli pilots, top jet pilots, top heli pilots, I think they have strats for when those players maybe go cold or something goes wrong. Alternative strats to we don't need that one player.
Yeah.
To carry all the load is
Well,
really essential to being a top team.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have somebody you have to have a backup plan because you can have moments where, a random small comes in and takes you down. And we do see right there, that was going to be Pro Pilot, able to get the advantage on top of Sidewinder, will take him out. So that means that the air dominance, once again, is going to be shifting over into the favor of AO1. C-Site now starting to bleed a little bit faster, but Vortex, oh my god. Killed about 3 guys off of C in a very, very short amount of time. I mean, nobody's really stopping this man right now. As let's go ahead and see. He is 8-3 currently at the moment. We do have a 15-5 for White Duck. Oh my God, guy is on a roll right now. Be able to pick up maybe one more there. Will not be able to connect with the shots, but still holding on to this. 174, 273. It is pretty much going to be over. I mean, we're seeing Ao1 failing.
It's over.
Over and over and over again. Yeah, it is technically over, but
Venom champions. I think they're really happy about this because, as I said, they've had, I think, 2 seasons in a row. Season 3 and season 4 where they finished second, and they had this like second place curse on them. But you know, it's all changed.
Yeah, not today. Not today. So 170 there to 47 at the moment. Venom have won technically. We are going to be finishing this out though. But I mean, just fantastic play from Venom. Fantastic play.
So,
they
who's
do
your
exactly what they need
MVP?
to do.
Who's your MVP on the Venom side?
On Venom side? You know, I really don't have anybody that I was watching specifically on Venom side. I think that I think it's less of like a person on Venom that did it as much as it's just their combined infantry squads. You know, I mean, they had so many good infantry players. I mean, if you take a look, Potato, Laser, White Duck, all doing fantastic job. Who's the second players I was looking for? Chuck was doing really good in this round. Carlos had a couple of really good ones in the first round. So I mean, just overall, the infantry was just better on Venom side. And that's really what won them the game, in my opinion, on Seige of Shanghai. I think we talked about that too on Zavod. Just if they can keep the infantry up, it's pretty much going to be theirs.
No, for sure, and I think you know, AO1 gave it their best, and you know it was unlucky, but you know Venom just much better teamwork. You know, even if they did struggle at the beginning of this round, they still pulled back. You know, they were like, "We can't get Bravo. Want Bravo? You can have Bravo. We'll get our home flag and your home flag." And
all right.
you know, ultimately, congratulations to Venom.
So there you have it. Venom will be your champions. Congratulations to those guys.
Rock with me. Can't stop now. Bump the chains and the harnesses. Get down or lay down. Those can't stop now. We on fire like an arsonist. Not a force to be bargained with. Can't stop now.